We are living in a time of economic collapse. And what has been happening to our world economy is so awful, is so bad that there is no way that the world economy will ever get back to normal. As a result of this, many are dying because of lack of food. Many are suffering right now. Many businesses, middle class businesses, moms and pops businesses have been wiped out. As a result, one more time, based on Revelation chapter 13, as the Bible describes the condition of the world in the last days. Two classes, rich and poor, small and great, free and bond, so that they will be able to control the buying and selling, so that there will not be any middle class, any more Protestants. But in spite of the lockdown, in spite of the lack of food and the economic collapse, yet just yesterday, Jordan came out with their so-called Air Jordan sneakers. What do you think happened as a result of this? Thousands, hundreds lined up not to get some bread, but to buy those expensive shoes. It reminds me of what the Bible says in 2 Timothy chapter 3, beginning in verse 1. 2 Timothy chapter 3, verse 1. The Bible says, "This know also, that in the last days, perilous time shall come." The last days, perilous time shall come. "For men shall be lovers of their own selves." That's one of the signs of the times in the last days. Men shall be lovers of their own selves. And Jesus puts it in Matthew chapter 24. In Matthew chapter 24, as also part of the signs of the times. Indeed, we are living in the last days when we see people are flocking at such a time as this, are lining up to buy an expensive pair of shoes. We know indeed that the mind has been conditioned to submit, has been conditioned to accept anything. And that is also a sign that the people will accept, and the people are ready to accept the mark of the beast. Chapter 24. Notice Jesus says in verse 12, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall" what now? "Shall wax cold." They're not thinking about the thousands that are perishing right now because of lack of food. They're not thinking about that. They're not thinking about the suffering in our world right now, in the world economy right now. They're not thinking about that. Speaking of that, now let me share with you this article. This says here from Alive, May 3rd, 2020, Blue Angels, Thunderbirds, and Air Jordans lead the first Atlanta crowds since shelter in place. Why were they gathering there one more time? Notice carefully. Next article from New York Post, May 3rd, 2020. Crowds gather to buy new Air Jordans in Atlanta after lockdown lifted. As soon as the state of Georgia lifted the lockdown, you would think that the people would go outside, do some exercise, and make sure now they will go and read their Bible, at least go read the Constitution, so that they could understand that what just took place here was a violation of the Constitution. No, what did they do? They go to buy Air Jordan, as if that's going to help them to fly. Notice carefully. An Atlanta mall saw massive crowds gather Saturday to buy the new Air Jordan sneakers after lockdown restrictions were lifted. According to a report, shoppers packed close to form lines that wrapped outside Greenbrier Mall on Saturday to get their hands on the new Air Jordan 5 fire red sneakers Everyone I talked to was in line for a new Air Jordan 5 that sold, notice now, that sold out online, tweeted the NBC producer Charlie Gill. It was what? Sold out online. So now they were flocking to the store to buy some sneakers. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Again, this is a sign of the time that shows that men love themselves too much and that they are willing to spend a lot of money in some kind of material things that is not needed. They will also accept Sunday law. They are ready to receive the mark of the beast. Just give them entertainment. Just give them those fancy things. Then it's okay. You can take their freedom away. Notice what Spirit of Prophecy says. The Apostle Paul points out that this will be the special characteristics of those who live just before Christ's second coming. He says, in the last days, perilous time shall come, for men shall be lovers of their own selves, lovers of pleasures, more than lovers of God, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof. We are indeed living in the last days. Brothers and sisters, the signs are being fulfilled so rapidly. Everything in our world is in agitation. And again, we need to get ready, get ready, get ready. Make sure you help somebody else to get ready and stay ready. God bless you.